Hello, 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 and welcome to Coffee Time, where we look at the news. What else have we got? I've not really looked today. It's very dark out there. Very dark. Anti-cyclonic gloom. Remember, it's it's so dark, so dark. Right. Okay. What have we got? We've got. Should we annoy everyone? Trump news. Yes, let's do Trump news. They're talking about Trump's attempt to bring peace to the Ukraine-Russia conflict. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, Russia invaded Ukraine under the watch of Sleepy Joe, who's been funneling billions. Is it billions? Billions of dollars, and we have too, to fund a war by proxy, instead of actually getting everyone around the table and getting a peace deal done. But Donald Trump, he's gonna bring peace to the world, much to the chagrin of all those libtards who are crying into their soy milk lattes at this very moment. Oh no, everyone's unsubscribed. You know I'm joking. It is a joke. You should really not get bothered by politics. Politics is a mere distraction to annoy you, to raise your blood pressure. You should just laugh at it all, because none of them know what they're doing. But Donald Trump, they say, may call for an 800-mile demilitarised zone between Russia and Ukraine as part of a plan to end the war. Yeah. The proposal, which has been outlined by 3 Trump staffers, would involve the zone being policed by British, of course, and European troops. What about American troops? It would mean that Russia would keep its territorial gains made in the Ukraine, with its current border frozen in place, and Kiev would have the assurance it would also have to have an assurance it wouldn't join NATO for 20 years. Apparently that's important. Again, joining NATO is, I don't know, is there any point for them joining NATO? NATO seems to be a toothless dog at the best of times. But yeah, under the plans, US would arm Ukraine in return for preventing Russia from restarting the war. However, responsibility for manning and financing the buffer zone would fall solely on Ukraine's European allies. So yeah, it could be quite painful. And here's Donald Trump saying, "You want peace? You want?" I've turned into Marlon Brando. "You want peace? You're gonna start paying for it." Yeah. Yeah, rat fans. Oh no, now I've slipped into Roland Rat. This is good. The accents are all over the place. The impressions are getting worse. So there you go. That is how Trump is going to bring peace to the world. I wonder what he's going to do in Israel. It's going to be great. Here we go. This is a restaurant that was once. Well, no, he's owned by former footballer Gary Neville. I say once because it's gone into liquidation. The restaurant, which was launched in 2014, what was the name of the restaurant? The Man Behind the Curtain. What a catchy name. But yeah, it's gone into liquidation with an unpaid tax bill totaling £500,000. That's all right. And here are some of the dishes, obviously inspired by Dali. Dali to Delhi. Okay. What else you got? I don't even know what's going on there. But yeah, it had some strange dishes on the menu. Okay. And yeah, this was a tiny dish served in a huge bowl. It feels like you're going to get vertigo. You're falling into it, you know. But yeah, it was awarded a Michelin star in 2015 and 3 AA rosettes in 2016. I don't even know what's going on there. But it did have scathing TripAdvisor reviews. And that's Gary Neville, the owner and the I guess he's the chef, Michael O'Hare. The restaurant closed last year, and like I said, owes the tax man lots and lots of money. But it's the dishes we're talking about, because they are amusing, are they not? Some of the 23 of the final 100 reviews, or if you want to round it down, 23%, were 1 or 2 stars. And have we got some examples? 1 star, you're not missing out. Got it. Glad it's closed. Nothing more than overpriced, pretentious gimmick. Absolute dross. Tiny portions in a city setting. Went for a burger afterwards. And this one's this one is an epic poem of a review. I'm not going to read it, but yeah, the restaurant game. It's a tough game. It's a tough game. Right, okay. Scientists reveal what your snack choice says about your personality. Oh boy, this is a new study, and they surveyed people in China, Germany, Mexico, and the US about their snack choices. This is a team from Gettysburg College that have done this. So you got there are 5 personality traits, right? And they looked at 1,629 participants. Firstly, the participants completed a survey to assess their level of the big 5 personality traits: openness, conscientiousness, agreeableness, extroversion, and neuroticism. And next, they completed a sweet taste preference scale. And they was also asked to rate their preference for sweet, sour, bitter, and spicy foods. And the results revealed that across participants from all 4 countries, agreeableness was significantly and positively correlated with sweet preferences. So if you like sweet things, you're agreeable. But I'm a type 2 diabetic, so that means I'm totally disagreeable. Absolutely. That's why you come here every day, to have me be disagreeable in your faces. The researchers said the results of this project suggest that the agreeableness and sweet taste preferable preference link extends across cultures that vary greatly in social values, norms, customs, languages, and locations. And they say that metaphors for sweetness are universal. Eating sweets is a universally pleasant experience, obviously, more so than other taste types. Well, yeah, duh. They get paid. They get paid for this. So what people who like other things, does it say? No, it just says sweets. Just talks about sweets. Bit dull, really. Bit dull. And they're all morbidly obese as well. They didn't talk about that. What else have we got? Can't do that one. We have tribunal news. He says this is the story of Jamshid Rustenbekov. I'm not saying that again. And he was sacked after a female colleague lied that he sexually assaulted her. Yeah. He was investigated over her claims, and another allegation he touched a second colleague inappropriately on the same night out. So obviously it was all out having a good time. While CCTV emerged in September showing the encounter was consensual, as she kissed and went into the bathroom with him willingly, London firm Fieldfisher sacked him for gross misconduct a month later. Here he is. As you can see, he's a very desirable chap. Very desirable. All the women are following him into the toilets. What a problem to have in your life, eh? And the tribunal found, in the light of the incontrovertible footage, it was clear that the woman's allegations were patently false, and criticised the law firm's handling of the case. So yeah, it was heard that Mr. Rustamkabokov and colleagues would regularly play Snog, Marry and Avoid game, where they would rate their colleagues who they'd sleep with, and you know. But yeah, so the tribunal, they again, it sounds like they were a pretty ribald culture there. Like, I mean, come on, who wouldn't put him at the top of their list? I mean, there you go. So yeah, so he lost, but he's won. He's won his case, isn't that good? So what does he get? What does he win? Compensation will be determined at a later date. But yeah, I mean, that woman who made the allegations, surely she should be punished. shouldn't she? But obviously not. She was having a good time. They call it, was that buyer's regret, don't they? Buyer's regret. Oh, what else have we got? Okay. I don't know if we're going to do expensive coffee. Activists demand that we should ban tin tuna. They've been going after tuna all week, haven't they? But yeah, environmental campaigners have accused food safety bodies and the tuna industry of cynical lobbying because of mercury in tuna. No, never. Now, meanwhile, Gary Barlow has gone along with the memes. Remember we did the tall son memes, and he's been enjoying it because his son is much bigger than him, and he's posted some footage of him and his son working out together. Again, his son's a strapping lad. He's a good, he's a good height over him. So yeah, they've been playing along with it and enjoying all the memes that have happened. Again, it sparked when, again, I feel this one he looks even taller. He didn't look so tall in the other. Maybe there's some false perspective going on there, or maybe he's wearing built-up shoes. We'll never know. But yeah, Gary's been playing. He's a good sport. He's been playing along with it. Meanwhile, do you like wolf whistling? Any fine hussy who catches your eye? Well, you better watch out. That's sexual harassment, my friend. Just imagine all the relationships, all the families, all the children that have come about from artful, oi oi darling, cheer up, it might never happen, that's banned there, can't do that. But you can swipe right on your app, it'll be fine. Swipe right on the app. But yeah, cat calls and wolf whistles could be met with £1,000 fine under a new East London council scheme to protect women and girls. That's not the problem. I love it, and I think that is the cause of all the really bad stuff. It ain't the guys who they're not the anyway. Yeah, sexual harassment has been added to a list of prohibited behaviours under public space protection orders in Barking and Dagenham. You've got to be barking, haven't they? Got to be barking. Following a consultation of hundreds of residents, the council found that 15% of women have been targeted with verbal abuse, with more than 1 in 10 reporting they've been followed, or that they're following. I think following is much more harmful. Stalking. Wait a minute. Is it the postman? It might be the postman. Excuse me. Calm down. That was a false alarm. That was a false alarm. How dare you? Be gone. Be gone. It was a false alarm. It was the neighbours. Dog's gone. She's just crazy. Bell didn't ring. Anyway. So yeah, that's what they need to deal with. Councillor Syed Ghani, Cabinet Member for Enforcement and Community Safety, said PSPOs play a huge part in reducing antisocial behaviour in our hotspot areas. And as a part of renewal, we know how important it is to include sexual harassment to help improve women's safety. But do they know what a woman is? That's the big question. And here is a stock image of a woman giving a man a funny look. There you go. Again, how about it? Look, here's a radical idea. Do you want to keep women safe and people safe in general? How about we put police, police, I think that's what they're called, on the streets, actually bobbies doing the beat, rather than them hanging around McDonald's and that kind of thing, because they're hungry. Why don't we get them walking up and down the high streets and, just a thought. just a thought. You know, it's been proven that police presence in areas reduces crime. It's amazing, isn't it? It's an amazing. But they're not going to do that. Superintendent David Rhodes for Barking and Dagenham added, the PSPO provides our officers with another tool at their disposal to challenge antisocial behaviour, including sexual harassment in public spaces. Community crime fighting is how we cut crime, rebuild trust and restore our bond with communities. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. Okay. But I don't think, again, it's that thing of being seen to do something without actually doing anything. It won't actually solve the problem, and it irritates me when, you know, they could actually do some policing. Meanwhile, Spain has been hit with new flash floods, as you can see. There's a little clip here. It doesn't seem to be stopping for them. Where was that? That is in the Catalan town of Cadac. 32 cars were washed away in the flood water. Meanwhile, in the Valencia region, more than 200 people have been confirmed to have died. Yeah. What else have we got? Meanwhile, this is a very sad story. Not really, because I can't stand him. I'm going to use the term loosely. Comedian Al Murray has revealed that his famous pub landlord costume has been stolen after thieves smashed into his car boot, and that's a shame. Now, again, here he is. He is Britain's most poshest man, right? You've got to remember, he is related to David Cameron, though whatever you do, don't mention it, because it really annoys him. He is related to David Cameron. They're cousins of a sort, I believe, and again, this is the thing where, you know, a very talentless individual, and this is a bugbear of mine. It really is. Manages to have a character. I mean, how long has he been doing that? Since the 90s, I believe, isn't he? Yeah. So nearly 30 years he's been doing the same character. I mean, even even Barry Humphries did different characters, you know. And but yeah, I just it's a stereotype. It's just I just yeah. It was funny once, but then he never moved on. So yeah, if you, I mean, I don't know how difficult it is for him to replace it. Was it a burgundy jacket and a striped tie? I mean, yeah. Oh, and here's the boot. Oh my God, they probably don't even know what they've got. They probably just think that they've stolen a jacket. It's probably on eBay at the moment. Oh my God, I feel so sorry for him. What's he gonna do? Oh my goodness. Oh dear. I mean, his catchphrase was "white wine for the ladies." No thought involved whatsoever. And again, this is this is cultural appropriation of the worst kind. It really is. It really is. But people don't think about it. It's somebody who's incredibly wealthy, from a very rich background, appropriating class, working East End class. Interesting. Meanwhile, it's finally come to its climax, I believe, this story, and the climax is the operative word. We have another story about Bonnie Blue. For those who don't remember, she's the OnlyFans star who stumped a load of male freshers students at Nottingham Trent University. For those who don't remember, she really ought to put some powder on that face. It's really catching the light. Whoever took that photo should have a little bit of powder, take the shine off. Well, she was going to go back to Australia, because I think that's where she's based, and stump a load of Australian students. She wanted them barely legal, I believe is what she said. Well, guess what? The Australians said no, and her visa has been cancelled. Yeah, her sex marathon in Oz is off. Her 12-month visitor visa was cancelled by the Department of Home Affairs on Thursday because of her plans. Home Affairs and Immigration Minister Tony Burke said the Australian visa system has rules, cobber. If you don't intend to obey those rules, don't apply. I think that's how he said it. I imagine it's how he said it. I wonder if his boomerang came back. But yeah, more than 20,000 people signed a change.org petition. We did feature that, and I think it had like 5,000. Maybe it was. Yeah, it's thanks to Coffee Time. It's thanks to Coffee Time that we got Bonnie Blue banned from Australia. Mind you, look here. Her face is just shining. It's like it's made of plastic. A little bit of, like I said, a little bit of powder, a little bit of pressed powder works amazingly. Well, I mean, it was only going to go one way, wasn't it? Really. Some say that it was all a cunning stunt to promote her OnlyFans. There's no such thing as bad publicity. I imagine that she's, done very well out of it for herself. What a wonderful world we live in. But yeah, she's now set her sight on sleeping with the most number of men in a 24-hour period. Apparently the current record is 919. She says, I'm aiming for over 1,000. It's a lot to do mentally and physically, but I think I can do it. It's wonderful, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? Oh, does it ever stop? Oh God, you've got to love it. You've got to love it. Who remembers Mount Vesuvius? I mean, I think some of my viewers may have been there when it erupted 2,000 years ago, and Pompeii took the brunt of it. And you've probably seen, what it did. The various, people ossified under the volcanic ash, preserved forever, and these two were known as the Two Maidens. Two doomed residents of Pompeii clutching each other in eternity. So here we go. New DNA analysis on the bodies suggests the iconic pair may need a new name, because researchers from the Max Planck, and Planck is probably the best explanation. The Max Planck Institute found by DNA studies that but one, if not both, of the ossified remains were men. David Reich, one of the authors of the news today, said a pair of individuals thought to be sisters or a mother and daughter were found to include at least one genetic male. These findings challenge traditional gender and familial assumptions. Experts now say that they may have been gay lovers. Massimo Asana, superintendent of the Pompeii archaeological site, previously said the fact that they were lovers is a hypothesis that cannot be dismissed. Well, I don't know about you, right? I don't know about you. Now, they only know that one of them's a man. And even if they're both men, unless they're like one of them, unless they're spooning, and they're not spooning, and there's no, face to genital action there, is there? He's not going in for a. I suppose he could be going in for a BJ. If they're like, groin to rear, we could go on that hypothesis. But I don't know about you, but if I was in Pompeii and a volcano went off, I'd probably grab the nearest person near me and hug them, wouldn't you? It's like with a nuclear blast. Wouldn't you just say, bring it in, brother or sister or whoever? It doesn't mean that they're lovers, does it? Does it mean that they're lovers? It could have been that they could have even been blown into each other by the explosion. It was like a nuclear bomb going off. But everything has to have the slant of sexuality running through it now. That's it. That's it. Before it was two sisters who just, died in each other's arms. No sexual aspect to that. Now, two gay lovers. Does it ever end? Does it ever end? I mean, they might have just been, maybe they went fishing together. Not that kind of fishing. They were, who knows? But yeah, apparently everybody's gay. even the ossified remains of the Pompeians. Britain is again gripped by anticyclonic gloom, and it's they reckon we've had 18 minutes of sunshine in the past 11 days. This is why I feel like I could just fall asleep right now. I can't stand it. Please make it end. Please. Meanwhile, who remembers the HS2? Does anyone out there remember the HS2? HS2 is the high-speed link between London and, was it Manchester, wasn't it? And, well, it's the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to stupid and how to waste millions and millions and millions of pounds. How many millions have been wasted on this? Well, £100 million has been spent on, go on, have a guess. What, new trains? No. What, fancy platforms? No. Robots that patrol the platforms with coffee and tea and biscuits? Not even close. Again, it's this. £100 million, that. That's artist's impression of the well, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna tell you what it is just yet, because it looks like a tunnel. Yeah, it's a steel mesh structure, all right. And you're probably thinking, okay, 100 million. Why have we got this thing? And this going to be built in Buckinghamshire, and it's known as the Sheep House Wood. Sheep House Wood, that's the area. Bat protection structure. Yeah, it's to protect bats, and the Bechstein bat in particular. This chap here. Meanwhile, there's no actual evidence that the HS2 trains are going to harm the bats. So, £100 million well spent. Yeah. Sir John Thompson, he told a Royal Industry Conference that there isn't any evidence that the trains would do any harm to the bats. He's the executive chairman. Yeah, Natural England want the structure, and he said it's necessary to make them happy because the bats are legally protected in the UK. £100 million. It's just crazy, isn't it? Meanwhile, Trump. We're getting more Trump news. Oh, get used to it. I know you like a good Trump. I love a good Trump. His new chief of staff has been revealed. Now, I don't know if you remember, but everyone says, "Oh, Trumpy is he's a sexist, misogynist pig." Well, this is his new chief of staff. This is Susie Wiles. And she's going to be looking after things for him. She's got the nickname of, well, the Ice Baby or Ice Maiden. I think he's called her that before, because she's a cool customer. She's a cool customer. In a statement released on Thursday, he says, Trump says, Susie Wiles has helped me achieve one of the greatest political victories in American history and was an integral part of both the 2016 and 2020 campaigns. He said she's tough, smart, innovative, and is universally admired and respected. There you go. Susie will continue to work tirelessly to make America great again. It's a well-deserved honour to have Susie as the first ever female chief of staff in the United States history. See what he's done? First female chief of staff. You got it. And he knows what a woman is. It's beautiful. It's no bloke in a dress. That's a real woman. She's a grandmother too, and I have no doubt she'll make the country proud. Yeah, she's the daughter of late football player and broadcaster Pat Summerall, and yeah, so there we go. It's a momentous day for women in the US, but they won't be talking about that. They'll be telling you what a terrible guy Trump is. Terrible, terrible guy. What else have we got? Anything else? Tesco shoppers are going wild, apparently, because an 80s favourite has returned. What is it? I've never heard this. This is the Tunis cake. Mrs., have you ever seen one of these? Apparently it's an alternative to a Christmas cake. I've no knowledge of that, and I thought I was old and knew everything. But yeah, the Tunis cake is back on the shelves for £10 following a 40-year hiatus. Again, often eaten as an alternative to Christmas cake, it features a soft Madeira sponge, thick layer of chocolate icing. And it's got marzipan as well. I do like marzipan. And there you go. It's originated from the Edwardian era. And McVitie's apparently did their version of cake up until the 1980s. Well, that one passed me by. That one must have been so popular that they stopped making it. Let's refresh the flipping page. Where was I? We've done that one. Let me just scroll down. I've got scrolling, rawhide. Just trying to see if there's anything else. What the hell? Oh, I've done far too much. Done far too much already. I'm hoping to find an animal story. No, there isn't one. Oh, here we go. I've got a story for you. It's an animal story for you. That could be our new theme. Elephants. We're going elephants. This is Tolstoy the elephant. And he's a tomato stealing super tusker. Let's have a look at him. He is a big boy. He's got some impressive tusks on him. And yeah, he's a there's a new documentary coming out called Tolstoy the Tomato Thief. And it's a true story. Does it say when it's being broadcast? Oh, I can't see. But yeah, Tolstoy the Tomato Thief. Does it say? Is in post-production and will be aired in 2025. But he's a super tusker with a penchant for elephants. And the documentary tells the story of the notorious elephant tomato thief who ends up being speared in the leg by an angry tomato farmer. Yeah. And then he realises he needs help and actually asked humans. He asked humans for help. Indeed. And here's the documentary being made. So yeah, have to keep your eye out for that one. And this is one of the tomato farms that Tolstoy targeted. Those tomatoes are so Moorish. And here he is with his gang of bulls. And look, you can really see, look how big his tusk is compared to his friends. He really is a super tusker. So there you go. Keep your eye out for that. It's Tolstoy, the super tusker tomato thief, coming soon to somewhere. So I didn't realise that the elephants like tomatoes. There you go. Learn something every day. But do you know how to escape? How to escape a rampaging elephant? You run in a zigzag line, because that confuses them because their eyes are on the side of their head, and then you discard your clothes as you go. So if you're being chased by an elephant, zigzag line, throw your clothes off, and then once you get to your underpants, they stop sniffing your underpants, and you get clean away. You will be naked though. You will be naked, but it will work. Meanwhile, anyone in the chat? 7 people in. Oh, is that all? But we have got 7 likes. Thank you. That means everybody likes me, and I like that. Andrew's in. He says hello. He's in the chat. You are. And he says, I didn't know that wolves could whistle. Oh, they're sneaky. They are. They're sneaky. They are. Andrew says she can come down to Cornwall instead, you filthy bugger. You've got her OnlyFans, haven't you? And Oz says, I would hug the cat. And Andrew adds, trunk cool. Indeed. Again, Andrew's he's kind of replaced Robert Payne. Robert Payne can't be bothered to turn up, so Andrew's stepping in with all the pun and games. And this is what we need. We need people to enjoy themselves. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed it today. That's the last one of the week. Hopefully it might brighten up. I mean, it feels like it's midnight. It really does. It is, it's lunchtime, and it feels like it's time for bed. And it's really getting to me. The sky's just white out. It's like when it's going to snow and the sky's just completely white. It's been like that for days now. I need a little bit of blue. That's all I need. But yeah, no dog camp. So again, you get replacement dog, who I've been fiddling with like a stress toy. It's become a stress toy. Hopefully it isn't as choppy as it was yesterday. I don't know why it was choppy. Something was going on with the internet. And yeah, we'll do this all again soon. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Have a good weekend. We'll do this again on Monday, I suppose. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it and leave a comment, because engagement and all that stuff, Because, Anyway, killing the channel one video at a time. You know, you're drinking up. Ta-da!